Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. So this is Thibault. Um, so it's my great honor to be here to share the Sangfor experience in healthcare, and I'm hoping that sharing that will be inspire you on how IT infrastructure will improve healthcare efficient will improve the healthcare efficiencies. So let's begin now. So as you can see, that despite numerous challenges, there has been considerable progress in the digital transformation of healthcare. So which we expect will continue in 2024 or 2025 and even in the future. So with the digital finding traction, the healthcare system will witness a shift in data management from storing data set to extracting insight that can be monetized and support opportunity areas, including population healthcare management and value-based care. So amidst this growth, that there are challenges to digital in healthcare posed by outdated leg outdated legacy platform, cost and complexity of the new technology, and the constantly evolving the business needs and scenarios. And also the security will continue to remain as one of the most important chapter. So the healthcare IT market is projected to reach around $390 billion by 2024, from 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 uh, from 2019 is just 187 billion dollars. So which means that we closely double this number from the customer side. So during the forecast period, and the demand of the healthcare IT solution and service are driven by government mandate and support for healthcare IT solution, rising use big data in healthcare, high return on investment for healthcare IT solution, and the need to crucial elongating healthcare costs. So favorable government so initialized for encouraging adoption of information technology in healthcare service. So it will also boost the industry to grow in the future. For instance, as we can see, even the United States government that passed the healthcare information technology for economy and clinical health, and providing funds worth $20 billion for setting up electronic healthcare record. So such government initialize should people that should propose that the healthcare IT market growth. So here's the thing: the what kinds of IT system play as a virtual role in healthcare service. Multiple medical systems are involved in patient treatment process, so such as, I mean, EHR, EMR, PACS system, which is requiring for the high performance about the storage, and also the building system and payment system. As you can see that the IT system plays a virtual role in healthcare service. And the main goal is including with those reduce the patient waiting time and also improve the patient throughput. However, because of the IT infrastructure of most hospital or clinic or healthcare clinic, that our patient, I mean, hospitals patients still need to wait for a long time. As you can see, 7% of the healthcare organization has experienced a data breach. The data breach of healthcare organization is on the rise also. So which means that we should help the branches to build this IT infrastructure at the same time, not just focus on the hospital or the headquarters. So here, the Sangfor, we after meeting so many healthcare customers, that we figure out there are four mainly big pain point for the healthcare industry customers. So first of all, is the slow to access to patients' medical records. The second point is that 24/7 service is not guaranteed, especially for the IT infrastructure. You cannot expecting that the IT operator in the healthcare or in the hospital will guarantee for the night. And the third big challenge is the slow to retrieve the CT or MIR screen image, because all those data are manually saving in the data store, and mainly saving in the storage. But when the doctor want to see those images, they are difficult to retrieve all those images from the system to their PC. So it will impact that the customer and our doctors and the patients to wait for a long time to check the image. And the fourth point is data loss always happen that because the hospital are not mainly focused on the IT investment, but at the same time that in case data is not protected, not secured by the infrastructure, the data will have the risk to lose. So coming from our best practice, we figure out that how to build the best, how to providing the best IT infrastructure for the hospital, for the healthcare industry customers, which is including the customer access into the system by the service, accessing to his system, which is including administration, medical treatment supported, and then back to the EMR system. And all those data, will locally storage in the ERP or DW. And the ERP will help the customer to do the employment management, to do the FI, SCM, and ABC. So the database is the key application to support the data exchange. Typically, the infrastructure requires of the database is including high performance and also high availability. Why high performance? High performance will definitely guarantee the support of the whole IT infrastructure to the hospital and to the clinic. The high availability will guarantee that even one of those steps fall in failure, that we still can continually provide the service to our patients or to our doctors. So for the hospital information system, so the core service is mainly for the web service, application service, and the production data. And the supporting services including the analysis, the disaster recovery, and also other service, which is both the components of the typical EMR and PACS deployment. So as we can see that for this following slide, we are going to talk about what kinds of special system that hospitals customer will manually have. So as we can see now, we have the EHR and EMR, as its full name is Electronic Healthcare and Medical Records. So its purpose mainly for the content of patient's medical history, diagnosed medication and treatment plans, and test result. So what's the challenge for this system? So this system will requiring for the quick response, and at the same time that we would like to minimize the downtime. So for the picture achieving and communication systems such as PAS, its purpose is providing the economical storage and convenient access to the image from the multiple medias. So the challenge which is going on for this system is slow response, scaling, and even need a flexible storage capacity. So here we are trying to explain how the EMR and PACS system will be deployed at a traditional data center. As you can see here, it's a very complicated infrastructure that patients or doctors will access from outside hospital. They will access from externally, and then access to IPSS, get into the external layer 4, and go through the firewall, and then to access to the users inside hospital, and then they might access to the hypervisor, and then there is a storage at the backside also. As you can see, the whole infrastructure is very complicated to manage for IT operator, especially that hospital manually don't hire the really expert team in the IT department. So as you can see, that just because the traditional architecture works doesn't mean that it's the optional way. It's the optimal way. And for the traditional healthcare IT challenge, so the bottleneck is mainly comes from the storage. When the those PC or those system reading its data in case the storage fail. So all the data will not be accessible again. So the entire data center will be, if it's done, that the whole system will be no longer to be able to support the service. And as we can say that customer will also have a lot of challenge and also other question regarding that where's the backup of this traditional IT infrastructure? How to secure also and how to protect also the data. And what if there is a backup, usually when it's using from the third party, how to manage it? So Sangfor, nowadays what we are considering the best solution for the hospital data center, including the front end and the back end. So what we are combining so far as the all-in-one solution, Sangfor, what we are providing to our hospital industry customer is the solution, including VDI and HCI. As the VDI solution, the customer can access to the virtual desktop by using the thin client or the computer or even the smartphone. By providing an HCI server, and which is the hardware layer, by combining with the GPU, then we deploy a virtualization technology at the top of that, which is using ADESC, the VDI solution. And by providing the VDC, the customer can manage all the policy configuration, including at the right side that we can see that we are providing also multiple layers of features, including authentication, desktop template, department management, centralized upgrade, and monitoring. So this is one of the VDI solutions that we can help our healthcare doctor to protect the data of the patients and also to help them to have a better performance when they are using the entire system. So now, as we can see, what can the VDI bring to the hospital? As you can see that we can provide a solution with the remote access functionality. The doctors can access to his or EMR system with any terminal inside or outside of the hospital. And secondly, by assigning the different level of the authentication for users to access the data, so they can access to the same data from any desktop of the hospital. So tomorrow, in case the doctor changes laptop or PC, it will continue to be able to access to its original, to its own data. And the third one key is that a VDI solution will provide application access control for a doctor's PC. And by providing supporting BYOD and end-to-end security functionality to prevent the patient's information leakage, and also the dramatically reduce the electricity cost of the hospital, we can see that the VDI solution is the best solution to help to do the optimization, to protect the data, and also to get a better performance for the doctor's computer. And according to his experience improvement with Sangfor, as you can see, the medical records inquiry for the legacy infrastructure is 6.53. But in Sangfor, as we can see now, it's reducing much. And the not failure downtime for one legacy infrastructure is mainly for 1 day. But in Sangfor, we can reprogram a virtual machine for 32.6 minutes for even for seconds. As we can see, in case one of the node found failure, so now the servers of the entire cluster will continually provide the service. And for the reliability design, here are our recommendations. As you can see, for the HEAS, EHR, and EMR system, so the criticality is we recommend to achieve the RPO close to 0 and the RTO close to seconds or minutes. So the reliability design will be that having the full redundancy for the management, service, network, and storage plans. And the hardware failure detection, and also having a data copies, data reconstruction. The most important is having an HA, that even the HIS, EHR, and EMR fall in failure. I mean, even one of the server fall in failure, the business or the system will continue to provide its service as usual. So for PAC system, because as we know, they're just used for 2 or 3 dedicated departments. So recommend the RPO close to minutes or hours, and the RTO is mainly for hours. So that for the reliability design, we will need to have a hardware failure detection. And we recommend the customer to have 2 data copies or the replication as for prevent the loss of the data. At the same time, we recommend to have the high availability also, and having the local CDP backup, which means it's the backup in real time. It will guarantee that all the system, it will guarantee that the patient tomorrow will no need to come to the hospital again to take to do the X-ray or scan again. And the rest of the system is mainly for OA and others. The RPO and RTO can accept as hours or days. So which means the hardware failure detection will be required. And the HA is also recommended as the most important as usual. So the local data center consolidation for hospital will look like this way. So customer will have this PAX or OA system, which is safe in the hybrid storage. And the HASE, EMI, and list system will save as the high performance storage. So all the system will be provided from the hypervisor from a HCI infrastructure itself. And at the same time, by providing the CDB feature and by doing the backup, so the RTO and RPO can be minimized. As we suggest, the XHIS, EMR, PACS, and list system, we recommend you have the CDP features. And for the OA and others, we manually recommend to have the backup. So by providing also a disaster recovery site, as we can see here, so in case the production environment fall in failure, the DR side will be able to provide a service to re-put up all the virtual machines which comes from the production environment, and then continue to provide a service to its end users, to the patients. And Sangfor what we provide today is the whole infrastructure, including computing virtualization, storage virtualization, security virtualization, network virtualization, and also the all-in-one management platform, which can managing the VDI solution and the HCI solution at the same time. So what we do is by combining the hardware from Sangfor, the third party, by using the virtualization technology, And we can also have the features to scale up and scale out, which means tomorrow, in case the customer want to add in more resources for its system, all we need to do is just adding more servers at the hardware side, and the whole resource pool will keep increasing by just adding more servers. And as Sangfor that we have already developed in the UAE market and also around the world, we already have multiple successful cases as reference in this healthcare industry, including combining with our ISV solution, as we can see here. We already collaborate with MedSys, BizBox, Carrier Streams, and iHomies. And we also work with Teramedic and also InterSystems to build our own ecosystem for the healthcare industry. So here are a few case studies here. For example, the Mariano Marcos Memorial Hospitals. Sorry for the name, it's a bit ugly. So as we can see for the customer background, that this hospital and a medical center is the biggest public hospital, which is founded in 1972, and at that time it's the only level 3 hospital in the region that offers cities. So in the years of 2012, this hospital and the medical center is digital transformation with iHomies, was supported by DOH. So with more and more systems being digitalized and the patient's quality increasing in the recent years, the IT infrastructure has become a crucial challenge. So what the Sangfor helped them to build as the solution, we're providing 3 nodes as the server by combining with our Sangfor Hyper-Converged Infrastructure and also the features of CDP. We help the customer to increase the performance of key application with the SSD caching and the data stripping, DRS and DRX. DRS is mainly for the data rescheduling service, and DRX is the data rescheduling extended. So by improving the reliability and availability with the data redundancy and also backup and CDP and lift migration and HA, so that the customer have digitalize its whole infrastructure by using Sangfor HCI solution and reduce the management overhead with one-stop web-based user interface. And at the same time, that we can help the laboratory experience to improve closely to 90%. And the pharmacy experience is improving closely 75%. Previously, it's around 4 minutes to get it. Now we reduce the time to 1 minute. And the building experience improvement is 67%. And that we are trusted by widespread healthcare providers, which is in the following. So here is so far what we can provide to the customer nowadays. If you have any question regarding that, what I'm presenting so far, please just give me a sign. Give me a thing. If no, that the next step that we will manually jump into our demo platform. Is there any question?
No, you can jump.
I think we are good.
Yes, thank you. Just give me 1 second. Now I will jump to the. Let me just show you the demo for the HCI. There we go. Let me reshare the screen again. So here is the Sangfor HCI infrastructure, and here's the web console. It's very easy to access. The customer only need to tap the domain name or the IP address, so we can access into the platform. So by entering the username and also the password. So as you can see now, we are at the management platform. So at the home page, as we can see that how many VMs so far is running on the platform, and how many physical nodes is so far running into the platform. And if we are also managing the third-party data centers such as VMware. And then as you can see that we can also show the CPU usage, CPU allocation, and also memory and storage information. And also at the home page, you can create the virtual machine that you can have the backup of the virtual machine. You can also recover virtual machines, convert to virtual machines, adding new nodes, etc., etc. When we go for the computing virtualization, as you can see, there will be a list of all the virtual machines, and we can also tag it and adding label so customer can check, so can classify all the virtual machines into different small groups to simplify the management. If we want to create the virtual machine, then we can just click at the create VM by adding the name and put in the different group and adding also tag, that we can have a good label for the virtual machine itself. And at the same time that we can decide that which data store is going to be storage, is going to keep the data, and what's the storage policy, and where is the run location for the virtual machine itself. Because at the hardware side, there are so many servers which is running in this environment. So we can choose which server will be the run location for this virtual machine. And we have the Sangfor HCI also provided multiple guest OS for the customer to simplify the deployment. We are not only supporting the Windows environment, the Microsoft one, at the same time that we supported Linux and even SUSE and Red Flag and Ubuntu system. So most of the guest operation system you can find out here. By configuring with the different allocation for the processor, memory, and disk. So later on that we can create the new entire virtual machine in this platform. And in case we want to boot the system, we can also just importing an ISO image. As you can see, all the ISO image can be uploaded directly from the platform. At the same time that we can settle as the ETH, as the interface, network interface. And for the hardware, as you can see, we have the disk, CD, DVD, you can select it. You can also have the serial ports, NIC, and also USB key. USB key will be banned as initial, but you can just put it in the whitelist and allow it bypass. For more advanced features or options, you can also select from here. For the board order, you can choose from the disk as a priority or the CD, DVD as a priority. And for the life cycle, we can also set it, and etc. etc. So once we click OK, the virtual machine will be deployed automatically at this platform as each of them. At the same time, what we can do, we can also clone the virtual machine and importing the virtual machine, and even that we can deploy, as what we mentioned, the VDI solution in the HCI environment itself. And at the same time, we support to help the customer to deploy its database, including Oracle database, Oracle RAC, and also SQL Server. At the same time, that we provide the possibility to manage the vCenter. Here is just a demo, but in case you can see there, in case the customer tomorrow have the VMware environment, we will have the possibility to manage it. But now it's managing by SCP, so I cannot do the demo here. But just for information, that we can also managing VMware environment by integrated by connecting to the vCenter. At the network side, so Sangfor, we do have a feature, its name is what you draw is what you get, which means the customer tomorrow, they can rebuild this topology or the whole infrastructure just by dropping and draw the virtual machine directly. In case tomorrow that we want to connect, in case tomorrow that we want to add a new virtual machine, for example, that let's say Sangfor HCI, only we need to do is just drop it here and then connect it from the virtual machine to any of the VLAN or the virtual or the virtual switch or virtual routers. It's very easy to deploy. And not only the virtual machine that we can manage, at the same time, we can deploy the edge, we can deploy the distributed switch, virtual router, and also multiple cybersecurity components to secure the entire HCI environment and to secure the data for the hospital, especially for the patient's data. And we do have the features to allocate the different distributed firewall. So here, as you can see, that we can create a policy of the firewall, and then we can add in new rules. So this firewall will ban from different dimensions, including virtual machines, virtual VM groups, tags, or any IP address, and even IP groups. And we can select also for different types of virtual machines as the source and the destination. And at the same time, that we can select multiple service to allow it or ban it. So by configuring this policy, we can set multiple distributed firewall into the HCI environment, which is also the built-in feature in our virtualization of network. For the storage, so Sangfor that we provide the possibility to have virtual storage, as you can see here, and also the other storage, which is the local storage or the extended storage. By connecting with the different external storage only by different policy, different protocol. For example, FC, iSCSI, NFS, and we can also add in local storage and also object storage. So just show the storage tab by selecting them, and then select which node you want to adding in, and then it will be connecting from HCI environment to the external storage. And mentioning about the hardware itself, no matter that which kinds of server that we are using, for example, Dell or HP, or even, the third-party servers, Sangfor will have the possibility, we provide the possibility to identify all the configuration of the hardware side, including the throughput and also showing all details about the hardware. As you can see here, what's the software version, how's the configuration about the hardware, how many memory, how many RAID, what's the consumption, and also it can show also the resources allocation, resources distribution, etc. and etc. And at the same time that we also provide accessible, it shows accessible storage, how many virtual machines is running on this server, and what's the virtual network devices, and also the PCIe devices. So here you can see in each node what's the environment it is and how the virtual machines is running on so far. Talking about the reliability, the same for HCI, we provide a backup policy, which is built-in backup policy that the third party, that, for example, VMware Nutanix will not be able to provide it. And we do also have the possibility to have the backup from the VMware to Sangfor. As you can see, in case we set the backup, the backups will store it, will be safe here. And we can set also from the settings side. So the maximum current task is, as you can see, we can also set as the configure as this backup speed and agentless backup if we need to have. And we do also have the feature named security, which is providing multiple cybersecurity features to protect the customer environment, which is also one of the important scenario to protect the healthcare industry's customers' data. And the last part that I want to show here is mainly regarding for the licensing. So as you can see, the customer or our business partner can sell Sangfor HCI environment or VDI solution in different components and modules. Excuse me. So as we can see, the ASV is what we call compute virtualization, network virtualization, storage virtualization, and all those virtualization technology are manually sold as how many socket of the CPU instead of like VMware Nutanix selling by cores, right? And then we can also have the customer to have the license to have such as next generation firewall, application delivery, and also even the SSL VPN or internet access gateway. So those cybersecurity components, they can purchase based on the throughput of the internet or the network, and also can be licensing for multiple. The customer can purchase, they can purchase from, as many as they need. And for the advanced components, what we just mentioning as CDP features is the backup in real time, which will help the HEAS PACS system to have a backup in real time to guarantee the data will not be lost in case any fail in case any failover scenarios happens. And at the same time that we do have a feature of the heterogeneous visualization, and also we can help the customer to build its stretch cluster. And we do have the feature is the visualization of the GPU. So in case the customer, for some clinic or for some laboratory, healthcare laboratory, in case they want to do some research, which based on 3D design or 3D research scenario, we can provide the visualization of GPU to our customer to help them to build their laboratory or even the more advanced technology laboratory. So here's the basic, here's the basic web console that you can see. So it's very easy to use, it's very easy to configure, and it will be very easy to do the operation. And so far, that's the demo platform. So regarding for the demo platform, is there any question, or if there's any other question regarding for this webinar? So I have checked it. Basically, let me see. If there is any other question, gentlemen.
What about the logs? Like
The
all
logs.
the event logs.
About the logs, you are talking about logs of the HCI itself or the logs from the hospital?
From the from the HCI. Like let's say if you have a 3-4 servers in the HCI cluster, so
Yes.
any events occurs, like maybe the device is down or the VM is power off, power on. So these logs will be available, right?
Yes, exactly. The logs will be available.
Okay. So if
Yes.
I have a SIEM solution, can I get this event in the any of the SIEM?
Yes. Just wait me a second. Let me just show you. Let me share again from my screen. As you can see here, right? Let's go for the system. And when we go down, look, there is a log export and cleaned up. Here, you can set export all logs, or we can specify a period for the logs. And we can also have a syslog server to enable syslog. In case customer will need any other logs for the third party, for example, CM or SO, or any even other third components, that we can definitely export our logs or connect to them.
That will be a real time, right?
It's not in that depends.
Like
Because
if we enabling this log, those logs will be the real time log, right?
for this question that I need to check, because so far that what we are doing that Sangfor HCI that we exported our logs to to helping the cybersecurity team to do the analysis. But for details about how to do if it's in real time or not, I have to check on. I'll
Because
come back to you after meeting.
in existing the VMware, we have option like through SNMP we can connect to any third party SIEM solutions or any other SOC solutions. So
But for
from there
sure
we
that
will
we
get
can.
all the alerts, like if any, because each time I don't want to open the HCI console again and again to get the alert. So
I
from this
see.
event itself, we will get all the servers, switches. So within the same solution, we need to get the event from the HCI. That's that was my question.
Okay. So for this part, I think there is 2 points there. The first point is in case customer want to manage the whole system or get the alert in real time, that is possible. So we can send an SMS, we can have an alert directly from email. That is possible. Secondly, in case customer also want to monitoring from the log side, we can combine with the syslog server and enable the syslog and sending the logs to the syslog server. And then that we can do the analysis. I mean, customer can do the analysis.
Okay.
Yes. And most importantly, the thing is, the Sangfor will provide also the full stack cybersecurity infrastructure, which can be built into the HCI environment, which means that in case the customer want to have an additional CM system, we can also help the customer to build, for example, an NDR solution, or we can have an, virtual firewall or even physical firewall in their environment, in their IT infrastructure. That Sangfor is also capable to provide it at the same time.
Okay.
Yes. Is there any other question? Mr. Hassan, do you have any question on Mr. CB?
One more question I have. Like,
Please.
if let's say in existing infrastructure, if we are using the VMware, like
Yes.
how the like migration process?
Okay, so about the migration part. So first of all, there are 3 points I want to mention here. The first point is, as you can see at the compute side, we have a VMware vCenter that we can manage VMware environment. That's the first one. And we can also
Okay.
do the backup from the VMware to Sangfor. So that's
This is,
about management
this is only
regarding
for
for
the
the VMware.
only for the backup, or
Ma-
we are just connecting the
Migrate also.
vCenter.
We can connect to the vCenter, and
So
then
existing
from the
will not touch
vCenter,
anything.
yeah, we can manage also the entire environment of the VMware. If the
Okay.
vCenter is not existing,
Mm.
so we cannot manage it. Okay. But the second part, that's just about talking about the management. The second part is what you interest about is about the migration. So if the customer using vCenter, so we can get the migration agent list, which just right click at the virtual machine, which will be there. I'm sorry that I cannot use it. Just right click there, there will be a button that's migrate. And then it can migrate you from VMware to Sangfor. If the customer are not using vCenter as the central management, so we have a tool, its name is SCMT, it's Sangfor Cloud Migration Tool. This tool will provide the feature as the P2V and V2V. V2V is what we call from virtualization to virtualization. P2V is from physical server to virtualization. Okay, so that it doesn't matter what kinds of system, operation system that the customer is running on, but we can install an agent into the guest OS, and then based on the agent, then we can do the migration. The migration step will be as following. First of all, we do the synchronization of all the data. And then after the synchronization of all the data, we will get an environment verified, a verified environment. After the verified environment, it will do again for the synchronization of the data in case there is any increased data which is ongoing. And after this step, that you can just right click the migration, the original environment can be shut down and we can also be disconnected from the network. And then the destination environment, which is Sangfor HCI environment, will pull up the virtual machine. So it is very easy to do. Mechanismally, from the mechanism is how the procedure will go. But from when we're doing the migration, you just right click and set the IP address and then click on the migration and it will migrate. It's a migration tool which is very easy to use. So is there any other question? if no, that thanks for everybody, and I appreciate it. And in case any of you have any other question, just feel free to reach me from my email or just message me from WhatsApp. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks for
Thank you so
joining
much for
the
your time.
meeting. Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Bye.
Have a good day. Bye bye.